Everything in life that you dream of, that you think is missing, that you can't quite put your finger on, but you know is not here yet. Let's say you have a job, a career, a profession, a business that does not seem to be sitting well with you. There is a voice in your head that keeps saying, this is not it. This is not it. Or if it's a relationship where you more often than not find yourself thinking, I am not being valued. I am less here. I am not, I can't fully be myself here. Or anything where you feel lesser or the situation feels lesser compared to you. The only reason it feels lesser it's because it is. The second reason why it feels lesser is because greater exists. Whatever you can sense in life, whatever you can feel exists for you, but you're not able to reach it, that thing exists for you and wants to come to you. All the times where you are aware of something, let's say you are in a relationship, and the more time you invest, the more you realize it's not working out. Or the more time you invest, you realize that your values or your needs are not being respected, or it's not a correct fit. The only reason that you can feel that is because there is something meant for you, which is a right fit. If it did not exist, you would not be able to feel it. And this is a simple example, it might not land completely, but I love to travel, or I used to love to travel. And every time I would think, oh, traveling is so expensive. Like, how do most people manage it? And how will they manage it? And how will, they be able to manage their finances in a way where they're able to also travel and just, live their life comfortably also. It can both be possible. And I used to spend a lot of time thinking that, how do people manage all of that? Because most of us, most of us in this world, we limited by our perception, limited by our mind, can create limited resources in our reality. And I used to feel that way, that how do people manage it, or how will people manage it, especially if the costs keep on rising. But as time kept on going and I spoke to more people, I realized not everybody wants to travel. This was a surprise for me because I could not imagine people not wanting to leave their home and just wanting to see a different world where they could learn something and be something else for a little bit and just taste different food, enjoy different cultures, and notice the differences between us. And see, so it makes it so clear, right, that what is appealing to me is not appealing to everybody. So, just the reason that I want to travel, but somebody else does not, makes it so clear that it does not exist in their reality, exists in mine. So, whatever I can feel it because it exists in my reality. If we are not able to have it right now, we will have it in the future. Why don't we have it right now? Let's say we are living in a reality where we somehow do not have our ideal life. Something is missing, okay? It could be work related, it could be relationship related, it could be spirituality related, anything. But something in life feels missing. And the only reason why it feels missing right now is because we have not made space for it, or maybe we do not think that we deserve it yet. Maybe we do not think that we deserve the life that we want. Sometimes we think that whatever is meant for us will come to us. Yes, it will come to us. It is waiting to come to us. But at the same time, it will only come to us when we can hold it. when we can hold it comfortably without crushing it or without it losing its value. Because what we want has value. So when we can match the energetic value of that, what we want, we can make ourselves into a match for it. Only then it will enter our life. So if, let's say, we are ready for it, let's say we have everything we want, okay, let's say our life is settled, but let's say a relationship has not manifested yet. And sometimes we start thinking maybe it's not meant for me. But what is the inner belief? Is the belief saying it is not for me, or I will never have it, or maybe my life does not look this way, or I do not deserve it, right? And when these limiting beliefs, and it can be as simple as that it could just be your own programming that's delaying it for you or keeping it away from you. So understanding that whatever you feel, whatever you need, whatever feels like your reality. I spent a lot of years in my life existing in worlds where it was so obvious to me that this was not my reality. And it would torture me because it would be so clear that these are not my people, these are not my places. And somehow I would spend all my time with these people and in these places, and I kept suffocating because every time my reality would show up, it would not match what I had in my mind. And I would think that maybe I'm being punished, or maybe I don't deserve it yet, or maybe it's not for me, or maybe I'm thinking too much of myself. But over time, I started to realize that I wasn't thinking too much of myself. It did exist for me. It's just that my life had conditioned me to be in a way where I did not think I was worthy of it. And I kept making smaller choices. I would ask for less. I would go for less. I would settle for less. Whether it would be in people, in relationships, in work, because it also scared me to be finally in that life which would be able to hold me in the way that I wanted to be held. And it scared me, honestly. And that's why it didn't come to me. So, everything that you want, everything that maybe you have even manifested, it has been created for you. It already exists. That's why you can feel it. That is why you can feel it because it exists. Whatever does not exist for you, you will not be able to feel. So, what do we need to do now? We need to look into ourselves and release everything that is holding us back. I was watching something and this person said something really correctly. And I think that is a good technique in which to handle these situations. And he said, watch your every thought and try to figure out where it is coming from. So that is what we can do. We can start watching what we are telling ourselves, what our brain is telling ourselves, and where we need to take a hammer and chisel and just make, just take them, let the statue come out. You have to be your own Michelangelo. And we keep resisting it, right? We keep thinking every time we think of these fantastic stories of people who have made it, people who have, who have accomplished such big things in life. We look at them and we think, I could also do that, right? Sometimes we watch a movie and we get really inspired and we think, I could also do that. And I also have that in me, or I could also feel that fire. And I could definitely see myself doing it. But when life gives us obstacles, when the hammer comes on us, we start to brace ourselves. When we start to think, but I don't want to feel bad doing it. Like, why am I in pain right now? Like, why is this hammer coming at me so hard? Imagine if the stone started to revolt while it was being sculpted. And started to say, why? Like, I don't deserve to go through all of this. And are you only doing this to me because I have value? Like, why don't you use a different stone? Why are you using me? I'm being punished because I have value. And that's how I felt most of my life, that I am being punished because I have value. Like nobody else is to being tortured. Like, people who are just declaring themselves as not of high value, they are being left alone. With me, everything is coming for me. Like the hammer does not stop. And that is when we need to make the connection that, oh, maybe I'm not being hurt. Maybe I'm being chiseled. Maybe I'm being prepared for what is meant for me. I remember this time I was younger and I was speaking, we were in college, and my friend, she turned to me and she said, why do some people have harder lives than the others? And this scared me because this is a question I had also thought about a lot of times, and now she had put it to me. So I had to answer because I know that this was a sensitive moment for her. So I said, maybe we are meant to have bigger lives and we are being prepared for it. So our preparation is starting early. And she seemed okay with that answer. So I thought, you done. And but the more time goes by, the more I realize that was the right answer. That the only reason why the hammer is coming for us, or it feels like it's coming for us, or we are being, you know, it feels discomfort, we feel discomfort, or we feel uncomfortable in situations, is because that discomfort is trying to mold us into somebody who will be able to handle the life that they deserve. Imagine if somebody wanted to be a surgeon and they wanted to literally heal people, like be able to go inside them and fix them and heal them. But they did not want to go through the hard work of being able to hold a steady hand, let's say, or maybe work on their own mental health because everything is connected. How would the final output be when this person would go into the chamber to work? How would it work? Right? There needs to be a process which prepares you for the life that you want. You only feel the discomfort because you deserve the manifestation that you have asked for. So every time you feel that life is being unfair, maybe you are being punished, maybe your life is harder than others, or maybe things should have been simpler, it should have been easier. What you are asking in those moments is that, give me a smaller life. Is that what we want? Should we want to make a prayer, put out a prayer in the world, in the universe, and say, give me a simple life? There is a quote that said, do not take away my burdens, give me stronger shoulders. And that is what we need to ask for. We need to ask to be able to let the hammer come on us, but in that moment, pray for the strength to endure that hammer, to endure that chiseling. Do not let it break us. That is what we need to pray for. We need to pray for good things, bigger things, better things to come to us, because a lot of us, not only want to take care of us, we want to take care of our family, our society, community, country, the world. We do have those thoughts in us. We do want to do more. We do want to do better. But yes, sometimes life, when that hammer comes, it feels hard. It feels unfair. It feels like unnecessary pain. That's what it feels like. And from the stone's point of view, when it is being chiseled, it does feel unnecessary because the stone was minding its own business, right? It wasn't bothering anybody. But then the hammer started to come on it. And now I can't figure out what happened. So, what we need to do, what the stone needs to finally understand, is that the hammer is coming on it because its true value needs to come out. So, the more we stop resisting it and the more we lean into it, the simpler it will become.